This is the dawn of a new era in British karting. Over 550 drivers in 12 classes competing for victory over 18 race weekends. This is the Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. It's Minimax racing next, and for young privateer Luke Evans, challenging the best teams and drivers in the category is always a tough task, but one he's never afraid to face head-on.
So far the season has gone quite well. We were pleased with our finish in Final 1 in PFI. However, we didn't finish Final 2 due to a mechanical failure. Then next round row, we were really pleased, and the tricky conditions, we were really pleased with the result. Hopefully this season we're aiming to achieve a top 10 finish in the championships. We're working with a very small team. Obviously we haven't got a budget as big as the bigger teams, which doesn't help due to like the engines and things like that. But the team are very supportive and help me a lot. It's really good to have the support from the team, and obviously they're backing me and I can push as hard as I can on track, especially with the setups they give. It's really helped all season.
Tristan Rennie from pole position with Harley Horton alongside, Alex Hughes and Callum Voisin on the second row, Jez Williams and Logan Parker from Luke Evans and Jed Murphy, Sam Gornall only 9th on the grid beside Ryan Willis, with Archie Kitching down on the 8th row of the grid beside Harry Reynolds. Not a great day for the title contenders, with a chance for Tristan Rennie and Harley Horton to make a really good start and gain some championship points. It looks as though on the green, Harley Horton's going to get through to the first corner, and round the outside, Callum Voisin up into second place, Rennie down to third as they come out of Club Corner, up the Dragon Straight, contact, and that's two of them. Nicole Sutherland crashes into the bank, and so too does Jez Williams. Nicole Sutherland is a little bit winded by the look of it as they go up the Spoon Curve and down Damon Hill to the carousel. And I have a feeling with the ferocity of the way Sutherland clipped the bank, we could be under a full course caution here, because obviously they're going to need to get to the scene of her pretty quickly. And as you can see, the marshals are already on the scene. That didn't take long at all for the marshals to get there, only about 15 seconds or so. They are pretty quick to respond here at the British Kart Championships. And here at Glan Park, they're going to come through at the end of the first lap, and surely, yes, yellow flags waving, of course, but is it going to be full course yellows? I think they've got to at this stage. They're going to have a look as they go up the hill. And Horton is still battling Voisin, in fact, so we're not under course caution. So the racing is going to continue. It looks as though they've cleared the incident a little bit faster than first realised, so that is good news. Down Damon Hill then, and Horton from Voisin, Rennie, and then it is the 95 of Logan Parker in front of the 69. That is Jed Murphy, and then we have the 42, Ryan Willis, who has climbed up from 10th position up into 6th place from Hughes, Gornall, Evans and Kitching, who is up at the 10th position. Meanwhile, Alex Hughes has got past Murphy up into 5th position. Now we are full course yellows. So I was a little bit hasty, but they do decide to throw a full course yellow around the circuit. Quarter flags or Battenbergs, depending on what you refer to them as. But Horton is your race leader from Voisin, Rennie, Parker and Alex Hughes. And then it is the 69 of Jed Murphy from Willis, Gornall. And then it is Kitching in front of the 25 of Luke Evans. And then we have the 24 next in, that's Cameron Ross in front of the 44, Declan Russell. From the back row of the grid has climbed to 12th. And then the 99 of Lincoln Bailey Arneson in front of Wan Waniki, Harry Reynolds, and the 33 of Jacob Baldry. So that was a big incident between the 68 of Jez Williams and Nicole Sutherland. Looks to me, though, as though Jez Williams has got going again, although I fear only back to the pits. So Jez Williams not continuing on, and therefore 2 retirements already. Now there is Nicole Sutherland, and the crew are with her, just making sure that she can extricate herself from the car. Let's watch it again. This is just a cluster effect. On the grass there, that is the 8 getting squeezed. That is Sam Gornall, I think. Oh, it might have been Alex Hughes. And they just got spat out, essentially. Both of them, Jez Williams and Nicole Sutherland, spat out and into the banks and pirouetting around. Nicole Sutherland obviously took quite a nasty knock. But fortunately, it looks as though there's no major damage done either to her or to the kart. It's just one of those incidents where we've got to take a little bit more precaution. Harley Horton has the lead of the race in front of Callum Voisin and Tristan Rennie. A brilliant start from the outside line to actually get the jump on Rennie at the start of the race. It's not easy to do that around here at Glan, and they have decided to red flag it. So they have red flagged the race, and that means that we are going to get a restart fairly soon, I hope. but the race has been opted to be restarted, or certainly to be red flagged. And Horton leads at the red from Voisin, Rennie, Parker and Alex Hughes, and it's been red flagged as a result of the incident between Jez Williams and, of course, Nicole Sutherland for Vision Motorsport, who pirouetted around on the exit of turn 1. So red flags are out here at Glan, and obviously the drivers will be brought onto the start-finish line, and then they will be re-gridded. I have a feeling it will be a full restart, although we are technically at the end of the 3rd lap or the 4th lap. The ambulance is already on scene. That is just for precautionary measures. The race is red started, and Harley Horton has taken an early lead in front of Voisin, Rennie and Parker. The race restarted with 11 minutes remaining, and as they come up the Dragon Straights, it's immediately on the offensive as up the inside. That is Hughes making the move on Logan Parker. I'll tell you what, Alex Hughes is very lucky. He almost got caught out in that incident at the first run up the Dragon Straight, and now the racing can continue with him moving up into 4th position past Logan Parker, with Murphy in 6th place from Willis, Gornall, Kitching and the 25 of Luke Evans rounding out the top 10 for the moment. Then it's Russell, and then it is, of course, Lincoln Bailey-Arneson, now been passed actually by Harry Reynolds, so Reynolds has got through into position. So already a very interesting start as the field makes its way out of the final turn and into the next corner, that is Club Corner, up the Dragon Straight, as we go into lap 7 with just a whisker over 10 minutes remaining. This is going to be interesting as the 20 Harley Horton runs in front of Callum Voisin, with Rennie right there in 3rd position. Alex Hughes trying to close up, and that's a jostle for 6th position between Murphy and Gornall. Gornall, I think, able to get through into 6th position, with Archie Kitching having now moved up into 8th place. Evans has not had a great lap. Russell, Ross and Reynolds have all managed to get through past Luke Evans, who drops to 13th in front of Lincoln Bailey-Arneson, and then Juan Moniki and Jacob Baldry at the back of the field for the moment. But Gornall, having got through on Murphy, is now up into 6th position, so good comeback from Sam Gornall. Archie Kitching struggling in 8th place. Neither of the championship leaders, 1st and 2nd in the standings, have been able to take full advantage of Glan Park here this weekend, and it's a chance for these three, Horton, Voisin and Rennie, to gain some big points in the Drivers' Championship. So we're just under 10 minutes to go. They come up towards the spoon and out through the hairpin. Tristan Rennie sets the fastest lap of 44.43, and that of course is in his bid to move up past these two. They go down Damon Hill, through the carousel, the left-hander, and then up the climb again, through to the compression complex. 3 right-handers in quick succession. That's the 2nd, and then the 3rd as you drop down into the left hairpin, and then towards Devil's Elbow, one of the toughest parts of the circuit. And of course, a very interesting overtaking move if you get a chance to make a move of it. But then up towards Paddock Bend and into the next lap. Horton goes into lap 9 in front of Voisin and Rennie, who sets another new fastest lap, only for Archie Kitching, who is now up to 7th place, incidentally, to go faster still. And Gornall has made the move on Logan Parker, so he's now up at the 5th position. Still a proper jostle for position in the midfield, isn't it? As Russell very nearly gets caught up there by Ross and Reynolds as they battle away. Reynolds having got through and tried to make the same move on Declan Russell up the straight. Archie Kitching's fastest lap of 44.19. Now those 3 battling up front has definitely given Alex Hughes an opportunity. He's now in 4th position right behind the 3. Then we've got Gornall, Parker and Kitching close together. Then it's Jed Murphy, Willis and Declan Russell from Reynolds, Ross, Bailey-Arneson, Evans, Moniki and Baldry. 2 retirements from the race, of course, from that first lap incident, Jez Williams and Nicole Sutherland. And as they come out of Club Corner into lap 10 and up the Dragon Straight, this is going to be a very tough fight between teammates here. Horton and Voisin are the 2 Coles Racing Squad drivers, and they've got Tristan Rennie for Project 1 right in behind them. And then it's the privateer, Alex Hughes, on his Cosmic, who is right there in 4th position. And it's starting to be a bit of a queue further back. That looked like Baldry and Moniki having a bit of a battle for 15th position. Good for them. Actually, that might have been Evans and Moniki. Baldry is a little way further behind them, but even so, that's a battle for 14th place, and they are still having a race of it. A battle now for position can definitely help you out later on in your career if you keep fighting for it, as, speaking of which, Kitching has managed to get past Logan Parker. There he is. You just saw him there on the back of Sam Gornall. So Gornall and Kitching are now together, 5th and 6th on the racetrack, and they've got 7 minutes, so just under half the race distance left to try and close up on the leading 4. Horton, Voisin, Rennie and Hughes from Gornall, Kitching, then Parker, Murphy, Willis and Declan Russell side by side. That is Reynolds battling away with Declan Russell, trying to get through on the inside, and I think he might have managed to make that move stick as Alex Hughes sets a new fastest lap of 44.0. A very good run indeed, as he is now caught up to the leading trio, and it was Reynolds making the move on Declan Russell there. So through to the compression complex and then down the drop through the left-hander come the leaders. Horton, Voisin, Rennie, Hughes into Devil's Elbow, keeping nice and tight to the curbs. And then back down the drop into Paddock Bend out of that final corner and onto the main straight. Still staying very close and very tight to each other as they go up the straight once again. Gornal and Kitching now definitely closing up on them. They've got a big deficit to make up, though, to be fair. 1.6 seconds in 6.5 minutes. And here's the move for the lead from Voisin. He makes the move on the inside. Counter-attacked immediately from Horton. And now Rennie and Hughes are going to have an opportunity to go. Big defensive move from Voisin. And Horton's just going to drive right round the outside of the carousel. And he's going to get there. Absolutely brilliant. He's on the grass. And Rennie's going to get past both of them if he's careful. He gets through on the inside of the compression complex. They drop down through. Rennie up to second. Alex Hughes into third. And Callum Voisin to the lead with Harley Horton dropping back to fourth place. Well, that all got very frenetic very quickly. And so now Callum Voisin in front of Rennie, Hughes and Horton. And now Gornal and Kitchell are getting into the battle. Look, that has really closed them up. Just over 5.5 minutes to go then as they come up the Dragon Straight and up towards the Spoon Curve. Flat through the right-hander and then up to the hairpin. A very tricky part of the course indeed this. And then they plough down Damon Hill. And up to the long flowing left-hander, the Carousel. This is where we're going to see Tristan Rennie make his bid for the victory, I'm sure. All over the back of Callum Voisin as he is at the moment. Into the compression complex. 1 right, 2 rights, 3 right-handers. And then up towards Devil's Elbow. They come into the left. That's the drop into Devil's Elbow, the right-hander. A few drivers have made some pretty choice moves here in the last couple of seasons. But now this is going to be a very intriguing battle for the Minimax Brigade. Out of the final turn. It's still Voisin from Tristan Rennie, the Scotsman. Then Hughes and Horton. Gornal and Kitching. Parker, Murphy, Willis and Reynolds. They come up the Dragon Straight once again. Just under 5 minutes to go now. They're really pushing it. And that is the 42. In the middle of the mix, that's Ryan Willis. In front of him is Jed Murphy. In behind him is Harry Reynolds. They are still duelling as they come out of the spoon and down the drop. So out of the carousel and up to the compression complex. The top 4 still absolutely bolted to each other's bumpers. Voisin, a whisker in front of Rennie. Then Hughes and Horton. Gornal and Kitching trying to catch up. From Parker, Murphy, Willis, Reynolds, Russell, Ross and Waniki. From Bailey Arneson, Luke Evans and Jacob Baldry. Still they duel. They come out of the Devil's Elbow once again. Up towards the final turn, across the line and into the next lap. 15 laps we have now done, or at least we're on the 15th lap now, I should say. They come up the Dragon Straight with a whisker over 4 minutes left on the clock. Up the hill, Rennie looking this way and that way as they come up through the right-hander, up towards the Spoon hairpin. And there's a battle going on further back as well. That is a great duel between Murphy, Willis, Reynolds and Russell, who's crept into the battle as well. Jed Murphy losing 2 places in that little tussle. Meanwhile, up front, Tristan Rennie still trying to shake off Hughes while also take on the onslaught of Callum Voisin in the lead of the race. It's really tricky in Minimax to know which direction to look in at the moment. But here comes Rennie, all over the back of Voisin. Reynolds has made good progress up past Willis and Jed Murphy, and that's for 8th place. This is the battle for the lead, and 7 of them are now within firing distance of each other. Having taken over 8th place, though, Harry Reynolds is there in front of Willis, Murphy, Russell, Ross, Waniki, and that is an amazing 5-way scrap break position. They come up the straight, Russell having now made the move on Jed Murphy. They come up towards the Spoon. Hughes is definitely having a think about second position now on Tristan Rennie, and Horton is feeling a little bit hard done by as he dropped back into 4th position. But we are fast running out of laps. The drivers have been ticking down minute after minute as they have come through. They will have seen on the digiboard as they go past how long is left of the race. This absolutely incredible circuit, very fast and very long flowing, some amazing apexes. And it's no joke, of course, and no secret that I refer to this place as the Spa-Francorchamps of British karting. It is absolutely glorious, the scenery around here. A little bit overcast for Glan at this time of year, but it's certainly providing some amazing racing, as now there's 6 of them in the go. Here comes Rennie up the inside. He throws it into the right-hander past Callum Voisin, and Hughes gets through as well. Hughes then goes side by side. There's a little bit of wheel banging there as Hughes just tries to sort himself out in front of Callum Voisin. Nothing malicious in that at all, but Tristan Rennie, the Scotsman, is at the front. And now Hughes in second place has got a chance to go for him, with Voisin in third, Horton in fourth, then Gornal and Kitching 5th and 6th, and it is a 6-car train with 2.5 minutes to go. We'll drop in through the left and into the right at Devil's Elbow. Rennie is your leader. Hughes in second, Voisin in third, Horton in fourth from Archie Kitching, who's now got past Gornal. So he's made the move into 5th position and has got onto the middle part of this freight train. 7th is still Parker. Then it's Reynolds leading the cavalry from Willis, Russell, Murphy, Ross and Waniki, with Lincoln Bailey Arneson about a second back. Luke Evans really struggling after his early form. And then Jacob Baldry, who's dropping back in. Is that rain I see? Well, it's not heavy enough to cause a massive problem. It might just be a tiny bit of drizzle. But Rennie is still your leader out front from Hughes, Voisin and Horton. And then Kitching and Gornal. I think I might have been mistaken about the rain there, but it's definitely overcast enough in this part of the world. We're not that far away from Bala Lake, and Apollo, but look at those clouds overhead. They are ominous around this Glan Park circuit. With a minute and a half to go, anything could still happen. This place does have its own climate. We can see that the wind is pretty heavy around the circuit as the drivers fly past the clubhouse for the 18th time, and into lap 19 they go. A minute and 20 on the clock. They are seriously running out of laps as Rennie checks over his left shoulder. Hughes is right there. Voicing, Horton, Kitching and Gornall right in the mix as they go through the spoon turn. Down the drop, along Damon Hill, and up towards the carousel. Hughes is just waiting for his moment. He's in the box seat here in second place. This is up to Tristan Rennie to defend admirably to keep him at bay. And then there's 4 Coles drivers, Voicing, Horton, Kitching and Gornall, all ready and waiting to pounce. It would be amazing if these two could take on the quartet and make the move in front of them. They are currently holding it at the moment. But these 4, all in the same team, all with the same objective, all with the same equipment, and all trying to move forward. And let's not forget that behind them we've also got Logan Parker and Harry Reynolds on Cole's suits. But let's see as they come up the straight. And that looks to me as though we are only on the penultimate lap, and side by side Horton trying to get through on the inside to chop across on Kitching. Kitching still trying to force the issue as they go wheel banging through Spoon. That did not work out for Kitching. He didn't get there on Horton. He came very close but had to yield. And there he is now trying to hang on in front of Sam Gornall, his main championship rival. But Tristan Rennie, if he stays in the lead of this race, he's going to grab some amazing points. This is absolutely what he wanted from this race. Hughes is going to try into Devil's Elbow. Now they're going to run out of time just as they hit the finish line, so I think this is going to be the final lap. They run out of seconds exactly on time. In fact, I think they might just have got through with a couple of seconds to spare, in fact. So yes, indeed, the digiboard came through, so I think we're going to get 22 laps out of this race, not 21. And they will come through, and yes, there is going to be a 22-lap race. Some very interesting battles. They just had a bit of time to spare, and this is great news for Hughes because he's got a bit more time to get the move done through the compression complex. Rennie's got a bit of a gap on Hughes, but it's really nothing much at all as they drop in through to the Devil's Elbow. Is this going to be a move from Hughes? Well, if he's not careful, Voicing's going to get there first. And Horton has dropped off the back of these 3 now. They come across the line and go into the last lap. It's now or never for Alex Hughes, and Callum Voicing is sat in a prime position in 3rd place. They go up the hill. And Tristan Rennie's absolutely bolted to the inside line. He is not going to give way to Alex Hughes at all. Hughes is going to come around. But Rennie is there on the inside line, exactly where he needs to be. He drops down Damon Hill. He's going to protect the inside line. He doesn't need to. Hughes is having to defend from Callum Voicing. Through the carousel, up the climb again to the compression complex. And I think the victory may already be sorted here. Tristan Rennie in the lead of the race with a good gap on Alex Hughes and Callum Voicing. It's all about defence now for Alex Hughes, although he's made a good lunge there through the compression complex and down into Devil's Elbow. But I'm fairly sure Tristan Rennie's going to have this one. Out of the final turn, Tristan Rennie takes the victory at a crucial stage of the season. Hughes is second for Voicing, Horton, Kitching and Sam Gornall. Logan Parker is 7th from Reynolds, Willis and Declan Russell. What a thriller here at Glan Gors Park. That was absolutely terrific stuff. Great to watch them duel away. And just before we might be in for a bit of a rain shower, that was well timed by Minimax. I fear for the junior and senior categories coming up next, because they may well end up getting a little bit of a rain shower through their finals. But Tristan Rennie timed his move to perfection, did the job he needed to get away. Absolutely perfect drive from Tristan Rennie. So he takes the victory in front of Alexander Hughes and Callum Voicing. Harley Horton is 4th in front of his teammates Kitching, Gornall, Parker and Reynolds as the team eclipses 3rd through 8th. Then Ryan Willis in 9th place. Declan Russell is 10th in front of Juan Waniki and Jed Murphy for the XL Motorsport team from Cameron Ross, Lincoln Bailey-Arneson, Luke Evans and Jacob Baldry, with the 2 retirees, Jez Williams and Nicole Sutherland, out on the first lap after their crash into the bank. But it's a crucial victory at an amazing moment in the championship for Tristan Rennie of Scotland. It's a big moment for Tristan Rennie as he grabs a thrilling victory, less than half a second ahead of Alex Hughes and Callum Voicing, with Rennie closing in on the championship leaders.
Well, I started second. I got into the lead with about 5 laps in, and then I led it for most of the race. And then with about 3 minutes to go, I got overtaken by Tristan and Alex, and then I just kept 3rd and stayed in 3rd.
I think if we desperately wanted to, we could have sent something stupid, but I reckon, I thought might as well finish second instead of 31st, so it was just getting it home with the good points. It's about the championship now.
Well, we started pole for the final. We got into third, didn't have the best of starts. We overtook Harley Houghton and was pushing Callum for a few laps, and overtook Callum and was just trying to hold back Alex for the rest of the race, and we did. We got first.